Hey guys, good afternoon. It's Angelo Christian Financial. Thank you so much for watching another great edition of Real Estate Insider. Today we have a great special video, Texas Hard Money Premier. I got my good friend, Mr. Rob Lewis, Chief Lending Officer, in the office today, and very excited to offer you guys and talk to you about our Texas Hard Money. We've been a nationwide lender for the last 20 years. Right after I got out of school, I started lending, but I'm very excited to talk about one of the things that we're focusing on big time in Texas is hard money lending. When you think about hard money lending, we want you to think about Angelo Christian, we want you to think about Rob Lewis and who to call. So today we're gonna be talking about the power of hard money and why to consider hard money. And I'm gonna give you some of the examples of when we actually use hard money loans and how they come in handy. I've helped probably in the last 5 years, a few hundred people with a hard money loan. And they work great as a bridge loan. And we're going to talk about what a bridge loan is today, because a lot of people don't know what a bridge loan is and why you want to use hard money and when it makes a lot of sense, especially when even in the height of COVID, where bankers weren't making loans and hard money was the white knight, it was the savior when commercial lenders stopped lending. And so today we're going to be talking with Rob, because Rob is our hard money expert, talk about why would we use hard money, because a lot of the argument with hard money is, well, I don't want to pay high points and fees. Right. So I'm going to leave the floor to you and have you talk about, first off, we'll give a little bit of background about who you are, and then let's go into the hard money.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Love the shirt, man. Love the shoes.
Thank you. It brings out my eyes. So yeah. I'm Rob Lewis. I've been in mortgage lending since 1992 and have been able to be, educated and
I was 12 in 1992.
Yeah, so was I. But I was very mature for my age. Yeah. So but I've done mortgage lending, commercial lending, SBA lending, you named it. I'm a hybrid in lending, and was blessed to be able to team up with Angelo and put our heads together and come up with some opportunities to help and to bring value out to the community. But from a hard lending standpoint, we do hear that. You mentioned hard lending and hard money, and sometimes people put their hands up and go, oh no, but you've helped me personally with hard money. When COVID hit, bankers were nowhere to be found. Right. Phones were not being answered. Right. And then we had properties we wanted to acquire. We were still doing fix and flip, in the COVID area, in the shutdown. And because of this capital, we were able to capture properties. We were able to do the remodels that we wanted, sell the properties, and make money. So even and with the interest expenses and et cetera, it really proved a great value to our bottom line. So recently, because of a product that we're talking about now, we're able to underwrite this product here in Texas.
We are the underwriter. Yeah.
We're the underwriter, and so this is a value that we're able to offer. And recently, we've helped numerous of clients that have gone to the bank, been told no, maybe because the property wasn't conditioned yet, maybe because it was there was something, but we've been able to help many people who were not being helped. So So we're excited about this. This has been a good offering. Right.
And I want to talk about that because just some of the recent clients that I've helped to I believe that stories and testimonies are very strong and powerful. So. Just this morning before we shot this, I have a client that's in East Texas, and they were trying to purchase a $500,000 home. She's a horse trainer, and all of her pay is in cash. Okay, so her tax returns show complete losses on her tax return. She's got a 620 credit score, but she has $100,000 for a down payment. Right, her business actually does good on the bank statements. She's depositing, $10,000 plus a month, but it's clearly a bank is not going to approve that because of the low credit score and because of the non-verifiable income on the tax returns. So, but she really wants this house, and if you guys know, right now it's a seller's market.
It is a seller's market.
Very hot. Yep. And I said, look, we could probably do, a bank statement loan. It's going to take about a week to approve you. And then it's going to take about 45 to 60 days to close. And her biggest objection to that was, the seller is taking cash offers only. I need an approval today, Angelo. I can't wait a week to get approved to go through underwriting. And then I can't wait for my credit to be worked on and closed in 60 days. The seller's not going to wait. So hold on, we have a great program for you. I can give you a private loan, a bridge loan, I can give you an approval right now if you can put 25% down, and I can close you in about 3 weeks, and we don't have to go through all this, right? So, and I said, look, and with a hard money loan, there's no prepayment penalty.
Right.
So the idea behind it is just to acquire the property, and then you can restructure your finances or your credit, but at least you own the home, and then you can refinance later, to a bank loan. And so that's what I want you to think about. The takeaway today with hard money loans is that usually they come in handy when either you're not ready or the property's not ready for bank financing. Okay.
One of the favorite ones, we actually just recently closed this one. And it was a gentleman that had been to how many banks? 5, 6, 7 banks, gone to private lenders, and calls us up. Now, we usually get these calls, well, hey, I need to close tomorrow. Can you do it? So luckily, we were able to, I think it was 3 weeks that we were able to do this. But they were refinancing his home, taking cash out of that to put, use that as the down payment for this ranch. This was their dream ranch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Their dream, what we're talking about.
Yeah.
This was their dream ranch. And the property was gorgeous. You're
nice
talking about
property.
acreage, you're talking about beautiful homes, you're talking about places for the horses. So they wanted this, and they had gone from bank to bank to bank, been turned down. And so they came to us. We were able to cash out the equity from the one home, allow them to use that for this purchase of the ranch, use equity, from what they had. And so we did 2 properties in one. We're in the process of working on the refinancing now out of that bridge. But the big thing was time.
Right.
They had wasted so much time with these dozen other banks that by the time they got to us,
right,
it was time to close. And they were about to lose. How much? Right. They had a lot of earnest money, but they were about to lose all of their earnest money.
The ranch was a $930,000 purchase, and this was in the Earnest, Texas area. If you guys are watching this, you're familiar with Texas, and so. But yeah, no, that was a great example where we came as a savior with private funding to be able to help these people to cash out of the current property in Kingwood and then use that equity to go purchase their ranch in Earnest. That's a great example. I have another one that I want to talk about, another one that happened today where, so the client, he retired, sold his home, and while he was working, he made about $100,000 a year.
Right.
So, but he has substantial liquidity, substantial assets. But after he retired, he has no provable income anymore.
Oh, right.
So he wants to buy a home, an investment property. He lives in another country. He's still a U.S. citizen, but he wants to purchase an investment property in Dallas. But he can't. His tax returns show the old income in 2019 where he was working, but that income is no longer there. So, the thing is that he has no verifiable income anymore because he retired. So there's a property that came up for auction, beautiful property, needs to close like in 2 weeks. Okay, so the thing is that he has actually millions of dollars, but he wants to use bank financing or some type of credit facility just to purchase the property because a lot of his assets are tied up. He doesn't have the liquidity to pay it in cash. And so anyway, we gave him an approval today, and we're going to close that loan for him with our private credit facility, and that way he can purchase and acquire that property. Now, he couldn't qualify with his own bank, and I won't name that bank. It's a local bank here in Houston, because his tax returns, he can no longer show the W-2 income that he used to have in 2019. Today, he's retired, so he has no provable income. So the reason why I'm telling you this story, because it may be applicable to you. Maybe you know somebody that they're either retired, they're no longer working, or something's wrong with their credit, or they can't document their income. Maybe, and we talked about this morning with one of our funding or one of our partners about people that come from another country, they're undocumented, right, or they have an ITIN, a tax ID number, and they can't qualify for a traditional bank loan, or they don't have papers, or they have, the way that they earn their income, they can't document everything. These private loans are great for people out there that meet those type of requirements, those type of standards. If you're a realtor, or you're a builder, or you're a broker, and you're watching this video, you might know somebody that has an ITIN, tax ID number. Right. They make great cash. Maybe they own a business, but they can't show the income, or they don't have a social security number. This program it's a true mortgage that can go in their name. This is not a wrap mortgage.
Exactly.
This is not a a straw loan. This is an actual mortgage, deed of trust, a promissory note made out to that person or that company, and they can have a mortgage in their name and deed on the title to that property, because we are a mortgage company or a direct lender. So we're not a broker or third party with this particular program. We'd be lending to you directly in Texas only. And so, we'd love to hear from you guys if you're out there, because there's a lot of need for it. Okay. There are some requirements for the program. I don't want to quickly go into that, please, because I don't want to have anyone call us and think that this is not a zero down loan.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is not, so you have to have money, or, so, and I want to talk about some of the bullet points here. First off, this is up to 75% loan to value. So generally, what does that mean? You have to put at least 25% down.
Right.
It's not credit score driven, but if you have a higher credit score, it could help with the terms or the points. There are going to be points and fees. Generally, the fees are going to start with 3 points, and they can go up to as higher than there. Interest rates can start at 8%. They can go up to 13%. It just depends on the risk of the loan, the type of property. We could do it on commercial, residential, multifamily, rehab, fix and flip, like Rob mentioned, even ground up construction, value add, after repair value. Tell them about the deal that you're doing right now.
So, and again, the value of this is timing. I have a bank that I work with regularly who calls me up and says, hey, look, we have a commercial office that has come available, but we want it off our books. So if you can close quickly, we can get it off our books. So the purchasing it for $700,000, as is appraisal as of today, is $1.1 million. So, boom, equity. I don't want to lose this property. But the key was, when I called my banker's like, yeah, I can do it for you, but we're about 45, 60-day time period. That would not work. Mm-hmm. So because of this program, I'm going to be able to capture this. I'm going to be able to do some remodeling and some rework, because it does need some love, and we're going to that's going to be part of the aspect of the loan. But after the remodel, my ARV is about 1.5. So these deals don't come often, right. But when they do, you want to be able to capture them, jump on them. So this program is going to help me acquire the property and be able to resell it, fix and flip it, commercial property. So again, the aspect to be able to take advantage of an opportunity when it presents in the timeline, this product creates that.
Right. So let's just kind of recap what Rob's talking about. So he is purchasing a property for $700K is the takedown price, and then his rehab is going to be $100,000 to $150,000. Right. So that's to say $850,000 with the closing costs and everything. Now, the ARV, which means the after repair values, which we're concerned with, right, is just say $1.5 million. So $850,000 divided by $1.5 million is about 60% loan to value. So that means that he has 40% of embedded equity potentially in the property. It's a beautiful property in Spring, Texas. It's a commercial office building. It's actually really nice. So he's looking at this property, and the after repair value is $1.5 million. So he's buying it for $700,000. The rehabbing needs is $150,000, let's say, and then the ARV is $1.5 million. So we're at 60% loan to value. So he has 40% of embedded equity, which is a ton of equity in the property. Now, keep in mind, Rob hasn't put a down payment on this loan. So the first thing when you go to a bank is 20% down minimum, right, and excellent credit. We didn't even check Rob's credit. It's not because he's a partner, it's just because it's not really needed for this program. He has significant expertise with his company and doing rehabs and fix and flips. Now, the awesome thing about this program and this property is he can turn this into a long-term rental and probably collect rents of what, 10, 15 grand a month once it's all fixed up.
Very easily. Yeah.
And then refinance us the private loan to a bank loan once it's all souped up and get great terms, and can probably even take cash out after a year of being on title. So he could do a cash out loan in the future, or he could just flip the whole thing in a fire sale for 1.1 or 1.2 and make some money. So, and see, banks are not going to do all this kind of stuff, or if they do, it's going to take them several months to figure it out. And then, you're going to have to get, obviously an appraisal, environment. I don't know about it. Maybe possibly some lenders environmental, maybe not everyone.
I did have a bank ask me about environmental.
Yeah, some of them do ask about that. And then the rehab thing, is going to be questionable. You know, I'm not saying that your bank won't do it. It's just that you're not going to close in a couple weeks. Now, the only thing that is taking a little bit of time right now are appraisals. The capital's there, but appraisals right now are taking a little bit of time, but we still are going to need some type of a collateral verification. So we will need an appraisal that you'll have to pay for. But other than that, I mean, if the equity's there and we think that you're a good risk, we could potentially, you know, advance, you know, those funds to you at a 65, 75% loan to value if you're the right person. And that's the power of hard money, is you're able to buy the property now. Because remember, he bought it from a bank. It was a bank foreclosure, and they wanted to close quickly. They don't want to wait 2 or 3 months. They want to close now.
Right.
And so we're able to issue a LOI to the bank showing that Mr. Lewis was approved. And that's the power of hard money. And he was able to impound the escrow rehab money as well, in addition to the takedown of the property. So these are very, very important things when you're thinking about hard money deals, where traditional lenders, they're not gonna put up with that. And then they also, the amount of documentation that's gonna be required. I mean, you better be ready to go 10 rounds with your lender, because they're gonna ask you for stuff. And if you're not in a position mentally to deal with that, it's gonna get very exhausting quickly. So the beauty of the hard money is purchasing a property, taking it down, and then restructuring it to where you can turn it over to a perm loan later, or flip the property, whatever you're trying to do. So understanding the utility of hard money is very important. That's the takeaway to this video, and then utilizing it for something later in the future.
Right. Yeah, and we had, several calls today of individuals, the realtor partner that we're going to team up with, there's a numerous amount of clients that just, should be bankable, but they're not, because of, how they file the tax returns, how they do their income. Maybe there are some credit dings. So this is definitely a valuable opportunity that I believe we've created, and I'm excited about the offer.
Yeah, it is. It's very good. So if you guys are, you know anybody, whether you're a realtor, a builder, a broker, whatever, a consumer, call or text the number above me at 832-431-6331. Or if you want to get ahead of the game, in the YouTube description, there's a link to apply now.
Right.
You can click on that link and you can fill that out, and then you can apply to get pre-approved now. Either way, we want to hear from you. Remember, we're open 7 days a week for you. What other lender is open 7 days a week for you?
Not my banker.
Yeah. So we want to hear from you. If you need help with hard money lending, think of Angelo Christian, think of Rob. Call or text our office. We want to hear from you. We're open 7 days a week, so please reach out to us. Thank you, Rob, for coming on the show today.
No, thank you.
Great video. We don't want to make
it
it too long. We want to hit the key points, get you the information, let you know we're here from you. So definitely give us a call.